Now's the fun part of the game, where we get to play the waiting game. We get to wait for our troops to be produced, we get to wait for our troops to move around, we get to wait for events to happen, and so on and so forth. So I guess, my 3 Panzer divisions are here together now, which is good. I can quick create a corps, and this will be, you can also rename your corps. This will be the start of the 1st Panzer Army. It's the 1st Panzer Corps, to distinguish them from the infantry corps when I click on the HQ later. I normally let the AI deal with diplomacy because so many trade agreements pop up at top, the AI can just deal with it. I don't feel like dealing with all these little countries that want my stuff. The Graf Spade just got finished, so I'll put them in a new fleet. Don't know why we need reinforcements, but whatever. We can go a little bit. Our supply situation is now back under control. This was good. Let's go to upgrades. I guess we're wasting our diplomatic influence on influencing Belgium because we really want them on our side for some reason. Guess we gotta ask the computer why they think that's funny. All that is showing that our technologies have been upgraded a little bit, which is good because we don't want to be rolling around in the mud when we end up having to fight the Russians. It looks like we have more troops finished, but it'd probably just be that those ships that were being made at the very start of the game. Actually, we actually have some infantry divisions done. We'll quickly deploy the destroyers. And now it is time to start deploying our new section of the Wehrmacht, which is really easy to create division corps, so I'm just going to quickly deploy 3 in each square around the border of our potential enemies and create corps there and make it very quick and simple so we can continue on the game. I mean, we've only made it through 5 months of the game so far, and this game can last quite a long time, especially if your intent is to capture America as Germany, which I have yet to do because America's a real pain to try to capture. And because we're making 20 at once, we're going to have 2 extra divisions per series, so I'm just going to place them over here until we get a couple more series to make even numbers of 3, well, odd numbers I guess. Place the last U-boat and continue playing the game. Quickly change around my production to replicate what's going on in the real world. If I have some upgrades I should get done now while I can. Quickly change my consumer goods. More upgrades. Now pretty soon my infantry divisions will start costing less and less IC to make. Before they were costing like 6.1, now they cost 5.87. So probably after the next series I'll start making extra panzer divisions so we can get our tank armies up a little bit more before our war breaks out in 3 years. A long ways away. Alright, I'm gonna keep making these, but if you want to skip ahead from all this building of divisions and preparing for war, I suggest that you skip ahead to the first Let's Play Hearts of Iron labeled as War with Poland. Otherwise, I enjoy having you guys watch my videos. I know this can be kind of boring, but I really don't know what to say anymore as I just sit here and wait for my divisions to be created. So, just watch the waves go. I guess while we wait I can kind of discuss the different map styles they have here. Right now I'm looking at the basic map style, the terrain map mode, which I like to look at. There are other ones such as simplified terrain, which is really ugly. You can look at the political map mode, which is a lot cleaner to look at if you struggle with the regular terrain mode, which I don't have a problem with. They have a weather map mode, so if you are playing on the hardest difficulty, you might want to pay attention to the weather when you're trying to launch your operations. Just a sec, I've got some more troops to put down, and I don't want to see lightning bolts when I'm trying to lay them down. As you can see, it doesn't take too long for Germany to build up a big army, because this alone right here could just about take on France. I mean, we got our border stuffed now with divisions, corps of 3. So now we can already focus on securing our border against Poland, even though they're never going to attack us there, because they're a bunch of pansies too in this game. Eventually, hopefully before war starts, I will build some transport ships, because over in East Prussia, we only have a couple of divisions, and if we can throw some more up there, it'll make our job taking the Polish out just a little bit easier. These guys up here, they're kind of left all alone up there. And I will place the last 2 divisions here again. Continue to stack. And hit play. More technology is being increased. Good, good, good. And we're already almost through our first year playing Hearts of Iron 3. Earlier in the game, I made reference to the fact that my officer ratio was at 140%. As you can see, now that I made 40 divisions, my officer ratio is at 70% only. So once I get done mass producing all my divisions, I'm going to have to cut my technology for a while and retrain all my officers so my guys stay at a peak fighting efficiency. The higher your officer ratio is, the better your people will fight for you. I mean, who wants a crap fighter? And the next batch will be done in December, so before the year's up, we'll have made 60 new divisions for Germany, and we can just about roll half of Europe with what we have already. Now once our next batch is done, it appears we're getting pretty stuffed on the borders already. I mean, once we finish this up, I'm going to cut the funding of a few divisions so we can start making some tanks. So I look forward to making my tanks in the future. Okay, you might notice a few extra days in between my recordings because I stopped the recording and then I started, and I don't pause the game in between really, so it is what it is. You might miss a couple days right now because it's flying by so fast, but nothing's really happening that you'd miss that's important, so just sit back and enjoy the show. Of nothing. Gonna get back to the maps I was talking about before, right before we get back to December. They also have an intel map mode, which is what we can see and what we can't see. We have a revolt risk, so if we've captured such countries like Poland, we could see the chances of a revolt in our country. There's diplomatic, so we can see countries friendly to us, or allied with us. Don't know what the green stripes mean, but whatever. There's the region map mode, which is just pretty colors to me. Supply map mode, you can see how your supplies are being filtered throughout the country. Infrastructure, you can see how good your infrastructure is. Just a sec. Pauses. More divisions to fill up the border. As you can see now, our officer ratio up here is back down to 57%. It's dropping real fast, so pretty soon we'll have to change that around, but for now it's okay. I mean, we're not fighting anyone yet. It's just going to take like a year to train all our officers back up, because we're going to have so many troops. It's actually the perfect time to cut funding from 5 divisions, because now we have enough here, just going to move them, to make 2 more corps. So what I'm going to do here is, instead of, I'm going to get my supplies back up, my upgrades are done, so we'll have more production. I'm going to cut the funding to 5 divisions, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what we're going to do is we're going to start building our panzer divisions. I just normally just select this one because it's easy. They have all these templates that you can select of different units, but if you really wanted to, you could customize. You could have military police with Waffen SS and light armor if you really wanted to, but they have templates for a reason, and I use them. As you can see up here, we have 45 wasted IC, which I see as available IC. So we can make about 4 panzer divisions at once. One will go a little bit slower than the others, but since we have 3 per corps, we probably want to make, that's 12, that would make us 4 more corps of panzers, so that we'd have a full panzer army before the war starts. So that's what we're going to do. And back to the map. This is the most important map. It is called the Victory Point Map Mode, or the VP Map Mode. Now, Germany has a lot of green ones because they're a big country. But if you look at Poland, they have 1 in Warsaw with 4 points, 1 in Lodz, or Lodz, or whatever you pronounce in Polish, 1 in Krakow, 1 in, well, they're 2 points, but I just keep saying 1, 2 in Lwów, and 2 in Grodno. Now, before I go further on this, each country has, I'll show you Poland, a surrender progress, and based on your national unity, it determines how fast you surrender. It says 0.0% of their important cities are occupied. Now, important cities are all the ones that have victory points on them. So if I capture, once your victory points that you capture from them matches their percentage of their national unity, they will surrender. So once I capture 67.6% of their stuff, they will surrender, and their country will become mine for the taking. And they'll just give up. Doesn't matter how many troops they have. I capture the victory points, it's over. That's all that matters. Russia over here, it's a different issue. They have tons of them. You gotta go all over the place. It's a tough battle. But one that can be won, as I've won it many times. Alright, these 3 and these 3 can both be changed to corps and transported off to the Eastern Front. It's starting to get a little late at my house, so once I get done setting up these troops, I'm going to get off for the night, and I will continue my Let's Play Hearts of Iron 3 as Germany in the morning. But here are more and more German divisions that can be sent to the front, but our front is already full, which is good, but now we're just making troops that we don't really need anymore at this time. We'll need them later when we fight Russia, believe me, we'll need every man we can get. But right now, we don't really need them. So they can just sit in the back and wait to be transported out to Prussia to help out there. And the last thing I'll show you quick before I get off is we made all these divisions as reserves, so they're only at half strength right now. So if war was to break out, they would have to mobilize and get back to full strength. But if you know you're going to declare war in Poland in, 10 days or 30 days or something, it would be good to mobilize your troops before then. So what you would have to do is you would have to look and make sure you have enough manpower to mobilize. You don't want to mobilize before you declare war. And because we have so many troops in reserves, it's going to cost us 532 manpower to mobilize our reserves, which right now we have enough, but once, a couple more batches of infantry and tanks get done, we are not going to have enough anymore. So I'm going to have to cut back on my troop making pretty soon, as good as I am at it. Germany doesn't have the manpower at this time. And that's it for tonight. I'll see you guys later.